Jordan 1 85 bread is retailing for $250. Ridiculous. I think Jordans have been gradually increasing in price over time. And this is just another prime example of that. You can see here, basic Jordan 1s. I don't really see what's too special about them. They're $250. Weren't J's like $180 a couple of years ago? And now the prices cost like $250. That's a car payment right there, guys. Like, it's getting ridiculous, yo. These sneaker prices are getting absolutely ridiculous. And question is why? Why are things getting so pricey? Why are things getting so expensive, man? You know, right now, just to buy a pair of sneakers, it honestly costs arm, leg, shoulder, a bit of a beard. It's crazy. I was at Evo conference because I live in Las Vegas. I got Tekken 8 phone posits. Let me tell you, those mother effers. You selling 800 for phone posits, man? See, that's crazy. I mean, it's a rarity. Like I said in a lot of videos, and I appreciate you guys for supporting um supporting my content. Like, seriously, the amount of growth I've seen in the past 6 months has been absolutely insane. But one of the things I have noticed that reselling depends on scarcity and hype, and there aren't too many like video game inspired sneakers. So I can understand why this would go for that price, but people have to be willing to pay the price. You said it used to be 160. 160 still, even further is my point. That's $100 price increase. What has changed about Jordan 1s to justify a $100 price increase? What has changed about the shoe itself? Has anything changed about the build quality? Do they do anything different on your feet? The comfortability isn't even there. Yeezys are far more comfortable. New Balances are far more comfortable. It's crazy how these prices have just jumped and jumped and jumped further and further and further, man. Absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make sense at all, and it's indicative to our current economy. And I'm not like super political, even though people think like my page is all like anti-capitalism. It's not, but we have to be honest with the times we're living in right now. Everything, the price of everything has become extremely inflated. The price of gas, the price of food. People are forced to make decisions about little fashion items, which are first world problems. But at the end of the day, I'm not spending 250 on a pair of sneakers where I can go get something on clearance, go to Ross or something. I can get two pairs for the same price. I used to be heavy into Adidas when I first started getting into shoe collecting. I would own nothing but Yeezys. Yeezys were everything to me. Yeezy this, Yeezy that. I don't own any New Balances. I definitely want to get a pair though. They're a cool brand, you know what I'm saying? Said 250 is the limit, 260, and I'm skipping. And like, think about it. If they're already retail price 250, imagine what the resale market is going to look like on a lot of these shoes. It's going to be insane. It's going to be ridiculous. People are going to start charging at minimum 300, 330 for resale, because you think about the fees, the shipping, StockX, Go, eBay, whoever you use as your medium, they have to get a cut of the check. So honestly, the resale is about to get even more ridiculous, even though resale is kind of collapsing in some ways too, because of the economy, because of inflation. But it seems like these companies aren't backing off of their stance of like increasing the prices. Recently made a video about Nike, how Nike's stock price has decreased by 20% in a matter of a weekend. They used to be $94 a stock price, and now they're down to, I think, $74 the last time I checked. That's a $20 decrease, right? That is also the lowest amount that their stock has been. The biggest dip in their stock price occurred this year. Why? Because people aren't that interested in paying retail for sneakers. It's just too much money, man. It's just too much. People are just struggling just to make ends meet. Just struggling. Just struggling. Still learning how to use StreamYard, guys. So if there's any goof ups or anything, let me know. But if you are interested in joining me on this fabulous live stream, and I appreciate the 3 people that are here right now, we're just vibing, we're just rocking out. Still learning more about like going live and how to go live. So right now, I think it's just gonna be me, my face. If there's any sneakers you guys want me to put up on the screen and show you guys, I'm more than happy to do that as well. I don't have my green screen with me. I know a lot of my usual videos do feature the green screen, but I said, you know what? For this first live back, I'm gonna just try to keep it simple, just personable, not to do too much. My boy Drago says, I want to see more high top Travis ones, to be honest. I don't like any of the lows. I feel you on that. I think they're milking the lows so much. They actually said last year, hey, we're going to stop releasing Jordan 1 lows. This will be the last one. Remember when they said that about the olive green? Then they came out with the golf bear. Then they came out with what? They announced the red and no, they have like a pink and white one. Then they got like another mocha variation. My point is like they keep pumping and churning these out because they realize that reverse swoosh means more than the actual regular swoosh. This is where their bread and butter's at. This is where their money's at. So yeah, they're gonna keep milking every single Travis Scott. Let's go ahead and let me see if I can pull one of these up. So I'm gonna do the picture-in-picture layout, and let's go ahead, share the screen. And let me see, because they do have Travis Scott, Jordan 1 vanilla. I think this is one of them, right? These right here, this is what I was talking about. What do y'all feel about these? They got the vanilla pair, or manila, I don't know which color they're going by. They got these. Then they also have Shy. Is that what they're calling these now? These pink pairs, which is cool. I really like the fragment ones with the pink laces. They're dope. And they also recently came out with the Elkins as well. A blue and yellow variation. I call these the SpongeBob sneakers, but these are all the J's that they got releasing. These are 3 Jordan 1 lows that they said they were going to stop releasing and they keep milking these to death. Just milk, like cows or something, dog. Like crazy stuff. Where's the original? But yeah, man, they just keep releasing more and more Travises. They don't stop. Like the production factory never stops on these, y'all. Crazy. Sad to say, bro, is the ones are going to sell out no matter what. The resellers, holy grail, for sure, bro. Those are like literally what holds a lot of resellers together. The fact that they can instantly grab those and they're a quick flip, no matter what, you will at least break even. If you break even on Travis Scott, that must be a dead release. Like those Air Max ones, those were like a break even shoot. But for the most part, if it's a Jordan, it's a Travis, you check 2 boxes right there. Especially if it's around the holiday season, like, come on now, those are going to sell out instantly. I would not be surprised if around December they're going to release another Travis Scott Jordan or a Jumpman Jack or something like that, because they know right now those are probably the most popular hype sneaker that exists right now. And I think that's why sneakers are getting so expensive, because people look at these things as such quick flips. Hey, man, I don't blame you. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people rather buy reps. You know, and this is something I noticed too. A lot of reps, the retail price of reps, so to speak, is the retail price of a lot of sneakers. So, like, think about it. Most people, you're buying a rep off of DHgate, Panda Buy. I don't care where you get your shoes from. That's your business. But for most people, if they're buying reps, you're paying what the retail price would have been for those sneakers. Isn't that something? Like, people clown people that buy reps. They jade them, they poop on them. You know, they always say these terrible things. You're this, you're that, right? But these same people are just doing what they can in order to get a sneaker for the actual price that it's sold for, because they don't want to pay resale for a sneaker. Think about that. Like, digest that. The fact that these people have to do such unnecessary, over-the-top methods just to get a sneaker for a fair price, they get clowned for it. Like, sorry, I don't want to go on StockX and pay 10 times the price. And then a lot of the times when you hear these stories of StockX failing to authenticate sneakers, or XYZ reseller selling fakes knowingly, you're not really winning no matter what you do, right? And let's say you do get something, even if you get a sneaker for retail off the Nike sneaker app, right? You walk around with a pair of rare kicks, people are going to assume that they're fake anyway. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is this: if you're buying sneakers, make sure you're buying them for your own personal validation. You cannot buy something for somebody else's justification, someone else's opinion of who you are and what you represent, because at the end of the day, they're going to come to their conclusions no matter what. Whether you have the real thing, whether you have the fake thing, it does not matter at all, because at the end of the day, people are going to make their assumptions about you no matter what. So I totally get it. I'm in the same boat. Sometimes I look at sneakers, I'm like, bro, I'd rather just get the rep and just have it. You know what I'm saying? At least you know what you're getting. At least you know how much you're paying. There's no price fluctuation. If you plan on reselling these sneakers, yeah, I guess it's a terrible investment. For most people, when they buy sneakers, I would say 8 out of 10 people just want to own the sneaker, wear them, make cool fits. The other 20%, yeah, those are the people that are trying to sell it. And it's crazy how the 20% of people who want to make a quick the 20% of people who want to make a quick cash grab are dictating what 80% of the culture is going through right now. Not really interesting, not really cool, not really what's up. It's indicative of a whole economy, how a small percentage of people who have most of the money, who have most of the resources, dictate what the other larger percentage, excuse me. Sometimes I just be yapping and just happens, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, it's crazy how a small percentage of people dictate what a whole group of people go through just because of their greed. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. I don't blame y'all. Buy reps, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially nowadays when you look at a lot of sneakers, like especially the fake ones, so to speak, they look one for one. Most people who look at your shoes, they're not going to be able to tell that they're fake, bro. And that's really indicative of the world we live in, dog. This new generation. I recently made a video saying that the new gen doesn't care about real and fake. They just care about what looks good. And that's what really destroys sneaker culture, but that's what's also rebuilding it too. I wish the 750 would re-release my favorite Yeezy model ever. I feel you, dog. I thought they were supposed to re-release this year. They might. They might just be holding out until like the winter season, because if you think about it, those are more of a winter shoe. They're a boot. So I could see like maybe in November they're like, hey, we got some more Yeezys we want to sell out. And you also have to think about this too from a business perspective. We're entering into what? We're going into quarter three, right? Quarter three would be the sorry, my math. July, August, and September, right? That's quarter three. We're in quarter three right now. And most sneaker sales, most businesses make most of their money back in quarter four. That's going to be November, October, November, and December, right? Holiday seasons. People are prepping for the end of the year. Get your end of the year bonuses, overtime, all that. So I could see how Adidas probably wanted to test the waters by having that big release to happen. I want to say it was last month, maybe earlier this month. They released a bunch of Yeezys. They were testing things out. Now, what you're going to see around October and November, they're probably going to push out those popular pairs, the Pirate Blacks, the 750s, more Wave Runners, a lot more foam runners, a lot more Yeezy slides. They're just trying to see what happens because they probably have a lot of stock. They just don't want to release it all at once because they're trying to maximize their money. Like, I went to the Adidas outlet. I want to say it was last week. I went to the Adidas outlet and I saw Yeezys sitting in the outlet. I've never seen Yeezys sit anywhere. They were sitting there for $100. Went to DTLR, Yeezy 350 Rocks, I think they're called, sitting Adidas outlet, $100. I mean DTLR, $100. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. I know these companies do not want to see their sneakers sitting in the stores like this. It's bad for their business, but hey, maybe one day the 750s will re-release. I don't know. I guarantee you, Adidas has a pair. Adidas has plenty of pairs in stock. I promise you that. Adidas has plenty of Yeezy 750s sitting. They're just waiting for the right moment to cash in on the check. My boy Stinky says, love the vids. I appreciate that, bro. I do want to say this real quick. Thank you guys for 20K subscribers. Dragos, I see your comment. I'm going to get to it. I just have to go on this quick rant. I remember at the beginning of the year, I think I was like around 8,000, hit 10K. I was like, wow, crazy. Then this month, I hit 20K. I had one video hit 500K views. When I'm telling you, in 2020, when I first started this channel, I was struggling just to get 10 views in a day. The amount of growth that I've seen has been a blessing. That's all thanks to you guys. The fact that I have 7 people on the live stream just listening to me yap about sneakers is a blessing of itself. So thank you. All right. He says 750s ain't really a boot if they're the ones with the strap and the perforated toe box. It's not for the winter at all. I feel you. Maybe it's because I live in Florida and my perception of higher top sneakers just equals boot. But you can definitely agree with me. They're not much of a summer shoe, but maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like regardless of the weather, I'll just say this: I do feel like they're holding out for quarter 4 because that's when they're going to make the most money off those things. But I could be wrong. Mr. B said, I love the fact that Yeezy gives us more chances to purchase than Nike drops. Yeezy sitting was one of was a dream I've had. Never thought it was going to happen. Yeezy for $100. I feel you, bro. I've never, ever, ever seen Yeezys in a store unless it was a sneaker reselling store. I went to the outlet and I was shocked. I was actually FaceTiming my friend over the phone. I've known her for years. And I was showing her some of the sneakers, and she's into sneakers too. I was showing her some of the Yeezys, and she was like, what? 380s sitting, 450s sitting, 350s sitting. You would never see that. In 2022, the peak of the Yeezys, you would never, ever, ever see that. That would be insane. But it's indicative of the times, man. I remember when 350s just came out, like 2016. Those things were $1,000. The fact that they're sitting there for $100 just shows you how trends go, man. Like, things can change in the snap of a finger. You can go from being on top to, I don't even want to say Yeezys are at the bottom because they're still a very popular brand. It's just like Adidas can't drive the brand forward by themselves. I mean, they can release the sneakers. They do have control over that. I will give them that, but they can't control what new sneakers come out, if that makes sense. Like, you have to be creating and innovative, especially in the space we live in now, like where hype and shock value mean so much to people. And with Nike re-releasing grails upon grails, like that is their newness, to release the old stuff, right? Adidas can't compete with Yeezy like that. They can't use Yeezy to compete with new sneakers, those grails. They don't have it in them, bro. I'm just being honest. Like, they can re-release old sneakers. They can release the grails. I'll give them that. But like, they have to capitalize off people wanting those sneakers. Like, there's only so many 750s you can release, but Nike has grails for days. Grails for days. Imagine if they released some of those old off-whites. Imagine if they said, tomorrow, they're like, you know what? We're going to release the Off-White Jordan 1 Chicago. We're re-releasing it. We're giving it back to the people. What does Adidas have in the ball to compete with that? They don't. They don't have the gas. They don't have the ammunition to compete with that. So, yeah, definitely interesting times we have ahead of us. I'm going to drop the link again. I'm waiting for the day one of y'all hops on here and yaps with me. If you are interested in hopping on, enjoying the yap session, the link is here. You don't have to show your face. You just have to hear your beautiful voice. But I do appreciate the comments and the interactions as well. It's all good. All right. As a reseller who only deals with everyday common folk shoes that goes cheaper than Shaq shoes, I absolutely hate the scan monkeys who only hoard the heat. They are crackheads for shoes. I feel you. And I gotta say this to you, baby. I appreciate you for sharing that comment, bro. People think my channel and everything I stand for is like anti-resale. Now, I will admit, as a content creator, you do have to play into things a little bit. Y'all know that. And it is what it is. I'm wrong for it. I'm wrong for it. At least I'm honest about it, right? I don't really hate reselling that much. Like, really, the heart of any culture depends on, one, a fan's appreciation for the product, and two, people who are like historians who understand the product and who can keep the culture growing and flowing, right? So resellers like Big B, resellers like, I would even say Cool Kicks to a degree, people who understand the culture, who have knowledge of the culture, who really push things forward and understand the history behind each shoe. Yeah, they might have some hype in the collection, but they really care. They understand. They're the people that keep things alive, right? But when you have people who just, hey, I see this thing's going for like 10 times the price. If I buy all of them, I can do something. But you know nothing about the sneakers. You don't even care to wear the sneakers. You're just here to collect a check. Those people are bad in any type of culture, not just sneakers. Look at video games, for example. Remember when PlayStation 5s were like $1,000 a piece because the graphic cards, whatever, weren't selling out and they were just being bought up during the pandemic? Same thing, bro. Like, video games were suffering back then because nobody can get on the new consoles except the content creators. And they found themselves in a little bubble of like, wow, the only people I can play my PlayStation 5 games with are other people who have PlayStation 5s, and they're very few and far between. Resellers are good for the culture, guys. Believe it or not, if you do it the right way, you sell regular kicks, You bring appreciation to regular kicks. You get used sneakers. You fix them up. You sell them back to people. You offer some type of service. Hey, I can clean, fix up sneakers. I can help you legit check sneakers, whatever. You have a space that's cool. You sell artwork. You sell clothing. People can come in and just vibe like a boba shop or a coffee shop. On top of that, you just sell sneakers and you're like a hub for the community where imagine a sneaker store where you could just come in, you don't even have to buy anything, but you can come vibe, talk about sneakers with me. That does a lot more for the culture than, hey, here's an app, no face, no name, just a sneaker. Here's the prices of the sneaker. Here's a graph showing how much a sneaker is sold for in the past 12 months. What is that doing for people? I mean, it's good for hypebeast Timmy who wants to sell his sneakers for 10 times the price, but average people who just want to enjoy a sneaker, bro, they can't survive off of that. And I feel bad for resellers like Big B because, like, you're doing your thing. You know what I mean? You're really trying to build into a business, bro. Like, and that's what any business, like, he's really, what you're doing is you're building an actual product, which is your trust, right? You don't even realize that your true product is your trust, bro. Your trust, your value, and the connections you have with people. The resellers who just be buying up products and quick flips, they have no product in and of itself. All they have is hype. And hype dissipates. Hype goes away. Remember when Supreme was the number one hype beast thing? Nowadays, like, people don't care for Supreme. I even think, like, when it comes to things like essentials and gallery department, the hype for that has faded away. Now people are on the denim tiers. Now people are on the purple jeans. Like, things change. But if you're a trustworthy person, that will never go away, and people will appreciate that and they will remember that. Real stuff, bro. Real stuff. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Drago says Adidas can do shock value, but the amount of unreleased Yeezy samples is the same. I can link some pics. Drop some links, bro. We can pull up some of those pics, bro. I'd love to see them. They could try to release some samples. I agree with you, but the question is, do they have enough of those, bro? Do they have enough? I guess. I mean, maybe if they release like 100 pairs, but I don't think they have enough unreleased samples. Because think about it. The unreleased samples would be good for the resellers who want to make a quick flip. Let's say they got 100 unreleased wave runners. I don't know. I'm just throwing an example out there. They can only release so many pairs at a retail price, but the resellers are going to be the ones that eat, bro. Not Adidas. Not Adidas, man. Of course, Big B. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you for coming in. Like, resellers oftentimes don't come and voice their opinion, and like it helps continue a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because people are always putting the finger at me, which I'm cool with. I play into it. Like, oh my God, you hate reseller. You know nothing about it. Where it's like, unfortunately, reseller is the umbrella term for scumbag, right? Reseller is a term. Most people under the retailer umbrella are scumbag, but then you have good people. But there are very few good people who are under the resale umbrella. If I made a video saying sneaker scumbags are ruining culture, right? It wouldn't go as well as saying sneaker resellers. So unfortunately, as a content creator, you do have to play into these things. At least I'm transparent enough to admit it. You know, Supreme is dead when they BOGO for tees for less $60. I feel you, man. That's crazy. BOGO Supreme. And what causes, man? That is the question. What caused Supreme to go BOGO? Do we think it's fake clothing? Like, I really, and y'all tell me your feedback. Would you guys be interested if I made a video that wasn't necessarily about sneakers, but about like some of these fashion brands? I really think that's something I'm going to gravitate towards and pivot towards very soon. But I honestly think part of that is, and I do want to start a clothing brand, so I have to be careful what I say. But when you have something that's very hype and it sells out quickly, your number one competition isn't going to be the other designer clothing brands. It's going to be the people that fake what you do. And I think what Supreme got cocky with was the fact they felt like their logo plus random object instant sellout. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a bottle of Vaseline here. I have a jar of Vaseline. We're just going to use this as an example, right? Slap Supreme on it. Oh, it's worth $10,000. Like, in the day and age of replica clothing, it's so easy for people to make something that has nothing to do with Supreme and slap their logo on it, and they can sell their stuff just as easy. So I've seen the same thing happen with Essentials, dog. Essentials is also like they're selling on a TikTok shop. I mean, I don't know if it's real or fake, but once again, we're in a current generation that doesn't care about real and fake. They care about what looks good. And the companies are forgetting that. That's why a lot of these small, like, upstart clothing brands, like, everybody wants to start their own clothing brand nowadays. The reason why people are able to do that is because of the fact that people just care about what looks good. They aren't even really that concerned with what brand is what. They're just concerned with, hey, what does this look like? Fit into typical schemas that people enjoy, and you can sell a clothing brand. Real stuff, real stuff. I won the Supreme X Ducky jersey, Ducati jersey, but too expensive. Let me pull up and see what that looks like. I have no clue what that looks like. Sorry, guys. When I share my screen, I'm still working on how to use StreamYard. I can't see the live chat, so forgive me. Supreme X Ducati. Is that it? Is this it? Is this it? Like a biker jacket? Right? I mean, it's cool. I'm not in one that's too into biker jackets. It's $333. It's a little expensive. I'm not one that's too into this, but I mean, it's cool. But you can get a biker jacket that doesn't say Supreme for like a thrift store for like $70. So I don't know about that. I was getting the ASIC Gel 130 Canyon for back to school. What do you think? All right, let's see what it looks like. Oh crap, I forget. Sorry, guys. No, a jersey. Okay, I have to figure out sometimes, like, how do I share my screen and also see the chat at the same time? Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and find this jersey real quick, and I'll pull up those ASIC gels. Ducati jersey. This is what you're talking about. This is what you're talking about, jersey. Sorry. My brain cells today. He said jersey. I pull up a biker jacket. He was probably thinking FitsByFree, man. If you don't lay off those water bottles, I don't know what you got in that bottle. Anyway, I see this. This is decent. I can see why you passed if the price was too much. I mean, like, it's a basic jersey to me. It's a basic jersey. All right, A6 Gel 1130 Canyon. If he's going to get this for back to school. This is solid. This is very solid. This is different, man. I'd get these. I'd rock a pair of these. Real cap. I mean, no cap. Real cap. This is what I get for being trying to talk like the Gen Z. I'd rock a pair of these. Let me come back. I'll rock a pair of those. Those ASIC gels, they're a good sneaker. They're gray. They got lines in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's better than an Airforce in my opinion. So I would definitely cop those for $100 too. As an OG sneakerhead, I literally grew up in the 90s with the original Jordan releases. As an adult, I started collecting in 2012, back when you could camp out overnight. I took a break for a few years. I feel that. Sometimes you got to take a break from things. I haven't bought a new not bought a sneaker in about a year. I think the last time I bought a sneaker was a year ago. I've gone more into like dress shoes and stuff like that. Maybe I'm old. I'm only 28, but maybe I'm getting like 40 in my spirit. But I don't know. I feel like as men, sometimes our mistake when it comes to fashion is sneakers are great, but are they great all the time? No. And sometimes with a fit, you'll do more with some boring dress shoes than you will with a pair of hype Jordans. So I totally understand why you decided to take the break. Supreme X Ducati jersey, soccer jersey. I feel you. I think I pulled it up. I think that was the right one, but I wouldn't pay like $300 for that. I think that's me because like I was going back to my original point of sometimes you outgrow things. Like soccer jerseys are cool and some casual wear, but like for me, like I know the page is called FitsByFree, and I rarely show you guys fits. That's just because, like, I mean, fashion is kind of oversaturated when it comes to content creation. So every once in a while, I might put a fit together. For the most part, but I do kind of dress more like dressy casual. So like jerseys aren't really in my repertoire, but I totally understand. Like if it's for you and it works for you, dope. Came back 5 years ago. I really hate the culture now. Hate hearing the term bricks, and pretty much your shoes aren't valid unless it's a collab. What happened to the love of the shoe? I feel you. And I feel like people are starting to return to that, except the love of the shoe is different than it was in the past. All right. So, what do I mean by that? Love for the shoe is more like, I love the way it looks. It isn't, I love the shoe for the story. How LeBron James wore this when he was sick in the final game of the playoffs, or this is the first shoe that Bronny and LeBron wore. Like, people don't really care about the stories, they care about the hype, they care about the resale value. And I feel like since the current generation is breaking away from, I have to pay XYZ money for a sneaker, and they're just buying fake sneakers, people are falling in love with shoes, but it's like they're falling in love with the look and the image rather than the story and the message. You feel me? He said, I'm starting to like palladium shoes more and more. Oh, crap. I keep doing this. Does the layout look different when I have it like this and this? I hope it doesn't look different. Like, I hope it doesn't look different because I keep forgetting to switch it back. I think y'all would say something. If anybody wants to join the live, by the way, before I pull up these sneakers he sent me, here's a link. If you want to get on and yap with your boy FitsByFree, there's a link. You don't have to show your face. We just love to hear your voice. All right. Palladium shoes. So I'm gonna do share screen. Palladium shoes. Oh, okay. These Palladium. These are. They kind of look like Timberlands, like Converse Timberlands. Is this it? They're cool. But like, this is to further my point. People don't care about prices that much anymore. Like, if you're selling a sneaker, sure, but like for the most part, people don't care about. They just care about how it looks. If you can make it look good, you good. You know, you can make it look good, you good. Inflation plus gas filled my tank. Today, I'm crying a little. I feel you, dog. Yeah, like I said, people like to the person before. He was asking me about like A6 gel. Are they a good shoe? Yeah, they're solid back to school shoe. And you have to think about like nowadays. And I guess I'll just be transparent. At the moment, I do teach. I teach high school. Um, People really care about. Like, and this is what I observe. They care more about how things look like. And I know, like, for people like my age, I'm 28. Some of y'all might be older, some of y'all might be younger. But I will tell you, 10 years ago, when I was in high school, people cared about like this whole designer fashion and PTSO and drip. It wasn't that big of a deal back then. Like, people would wear stuff that was in fashion and trendy, but it wasn't so much concerned with what your shoes look like, this, that, and the third. Like, you either wore Jordans or you didn't wear Jordans. You wore Toms or Sperry's or you didn't wear them. Nowadays, like, from head to toe, if you look good, it really doesn't matter how expensive your sneakers are, as long as you can pull them off. And you could be a trendsetter. I think that's what I'm also getting at. I've noticed like a lot of people try to be the trendsetters. So you wearing ASIC gels before everybody else wears ASIC gels. If you're the one that put people on the ASIC gels, your validation has been confirmed. That is the worth of your sneakers, not necessarily, hey, I spent $1,000 on a pair of sneakers. No, bro, these generations have changed so much. The way they think has changed so much. And also to this point about the inflation, like, it's getting expensive out here, bro. Like, people can't even afford the retail prices of some of these sneakers. It's absolutely insane. These companies are demanding more and more from us to pay more and more for sneakers, where the versatility isn't there, bro. Like, you get a pair of black Air Forces, you can wear them as much as you want. White Air Forces, keep them clean, you can wear as much as you want. But diversity has such a steep cost. Diversity has such a steep cost, and it's not worth it right now. It's not the wave. It's not it. People are tired of spending so much money on sneakers and getting very little return as far as wearability, styling, fashion. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. It's cheesy. Faux cheesy. I'm out here rocking my Yeezys. We got 10 viewers. This is the highest amount we got. It's crazy. Crazy how I can get out here and yap. Opinion on the Brett 85 next year being released at $250. I plan on making a video. I plan on making a video about this, so I'm glad you asked the question. Might be the video I release this week, but my opinion, absolutely absurd. Here's why. I'm going on another rant. Nike is struggling right now. If you look at their stock price, plummeted. People aren't buying as much sneakers. Sneaker sales have gone down by 6% when you compare it to 2023, last year. They have the audacity to release these sneakers at $250. What has changed? The comfortability hasn't changed. It's a re-release. It's a colorway that we already have. There's nothing special and new about this. What justifies the price increase? Nothing at all. Just more corporate greed. More corporate greed. They're just trying to make up for their loss by capitalizing on the fact this is something people want and they want to make a quick buck. Nah, dog, I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. $250 for a sneaker when the comfort isn't there. And then on top of that, they're competing with REPS. I'm glad I really thought about that when I spelled that word. But you know what I mean? They're competing with reps big time, bro. They're competing with reps heavy. Like, come on, dog. It ain't even worth it. It ain't even worth it. Shout out to my boy Slap Talk TV. I see the comments, but I just saw this man pop up in the chat. Slap, I appreciate you for supporting me on almost every single video I release, dog. Like every single video, he comments, he shares his thoughts. If I make a post, he'll comment, he'll share his thoughts. He also makes sneaker content as well. So if you're looking to know more about like basketball shoes, whatever, check out Slap Talk TV. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. But yeah, $250 for a pair of shoes, ridiculous. I can't send any links, but just Google unreleased Yeezy basketball and you should do it. All right, let me go ahead and pull it up. Unreleased Yeezy basketball shoe. So y'all can see my screen when I share my screen. So unreleased. You talking about these? No, are you talking about these? They released these, and they didn't sell well. I wish I could see the chat. I know the Quantums are in it. Quantums don't sell well either. Not the 500 highs. Those aren't it as well. If you're talking about these, I'm pretty sure they released these, and these did not sell well. Unfortunately, I have to stop sharing my screen in order to see what you're saying. But if you're talking about this model here, they are not the ones that sell well at all. My boy D'Angelo said facts. Yes, it's wild how much they want to rip us off, but they don't understand, man. They don't understand that people are not buying sneakers right now because they're too expensive, right? On top of that, people have options, right? When gas gets too expensive, unfortunately, we're forced to bite the bullet and keep paying for gas because our options are get electric vehicles or walk everywhere, take the bus. People are not willing to commit to those options. Therefore, gas can be expensive and we will pull from other places in our life, hence sneakers not being bought. But when it comes to sneakers being expensive, not only do I have the option to not buy sneakers and just keep what I have the option to get used sneakers. I have the option to get other brands, and I have the option to get reps. When people have all those options, it's like, stick the middle finger up. I'm not supporting you, dog. No, thank you. My boy Gambler said he agreed. You always be commenting on my videos too, dog, talking about do red and black. I see it. I may not respond to every comment, but I do peep every comment. And I do see the people who comment the most. And I'm always like, bro, I don't think I've played the lottery more than like once in my life. I think I played the lottery when I turned 19. I went out and bought a lottery ticket, but that's the most gambling I've ever done. I've been to a casino maybe 2 times, but trust me, I am not a gambler. But shout out to you, man. You might be like Rain Man when it comes to the slot machines. Oh yeah, they were a pain. Yeah, I see what you're talking about, Shoe Nation. The basketball sneakers I just had up, the Yeezys. That's why they didn't sell that well, bro. They're not really that fashionable, and they look like they're terrible sizing, terrible to put on. Like they ain't it. But I like a Quantum's only a few colorways. I like Quantums too. The black pair, probably the only ones I'd rock off the top of my head. But the other Quantums are like, especially those like coral ones and the teal ones, like, oh no, I'm not doing that. Can't do that. Triple white ones in the middle. Okay. White basketball pair. All right, let me pull it back up. Let me pull it back up. White ones. I'm sorry I can't see the screen as you say stuff to me, but I will go over every white sneaker. If it's these, oh, I think this is what you're talking about. They're going to suffer the same problem as the one right next to them. These will suffer the same problem as these. One, they're not really that white. Two, they look like they're a pain in the butt to put on. Three, what's different about them? I'm sorry. I love Yeezys too, but these aren't it. They can't compete with Jordan. They can't even compete with Pumas right now. I mean, I'm not hating, but Yeezy in basketball, they need some work right now. I'm just gonna be honest. Boy said I'd rather get an electric vehicle than walk everywhere. But once again, that's akin to, once again, like I said, options. People will exercise their options. People will go with what they have, and then they'll make decisions from there. You're not abnormal for saying that. LeBron 21 premium, 225 today, 168. See? Like what is the ideal price point for a sneaker? Where is it where it's like, all right, this is the most I will reasonably spend on a sneaker, and the company will also make their money. I think it's $150. 150. I remember when I was a kid, if I went to the store and I picked up a shoe cost more than $100, like, little boy, you tripping, right? 150 at the most is the most. You have to understand, dog. Most of the people buying sneakers like that are kids, young kids whose shoe size changes every year. No, like 200 for a pair of kicks. No, we're not doing that, dog. 150 at the most. At the most. But they don't want to price sneakers at that price point. They're trying to sell the LeBron image. Crazy. Nah, bro, come to the casino. I might have to come to the casino. If you can guarantee me I'm gonna make a lot of money, well, I'll slide. But like, don't cheat. I don't want the casino owner to be like, oh my god, that guy's making too much money. Put the cameras on him. Da da da. I don't like new basketball when they dropped. The OG Quantums were fire. Quantums were good. I like Quantums. Any other shoe, especially with the Quantums, it's like, well, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. 150, 160 should be the max. I agree. When you go over 160, like, you have to understand when it comes to certain people, you know what I'm saying? And I'll talk about my experience being a black man. I'm just gonna be real. Like, growing up, sometimes you don't really buy sneakers or buy things and like, well, this costs this much, plus this costs this much, and this is how everything's gonna add up. Like, oh, that's a dog outside. Oh my god, there was like, this is a random story, but I just feel the need to say it to you guys before I go on my app session. There was a terrible fire in my apartment complex the other day. Like, when I tell you, like, the roof is completely burned off on one of these buildings, it is heartbreaking. I'm a little like, just, I don't know if I got PTSD or something. I just heard a screech outside and I'm like, what? Anyway, back to my point. Like, people, like, when I was a kid, my mom had $200 budget for sneakers, and it's like, you want two shoes? Okay, well, you can't go over $100 or else it's not going to work. And no, you cannot get one shoe for 150. Like, so yeah, the price points definitely have to change for sure. He said, make a live at the casino. I might have to slide up to the casino, play some blackjack, sit at the table, and make some moolah, baby. I miss when Jordans were 160s. Those Spider-Man's origin stories fire for 160. Yeah. And when those come out, the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out 2019, right before the pandemic. Right before the pandemic. Man, I need to write that down. As a content creator, sometimes I just be getting random video ideas. That was 2018. Oh, appreciate it. Still. Because I have a theory that the COVID pandemic really changed how sneaker culture was. How did COVID pandemic change sneakers? And it did. When you look at a lot of sneakers post pandemic, the prices are a lot higher. Like, remember when Travis Scott, the first ones, the Mochas dropped 2018? Not 2018, 2019. People didn't care for them sneakers. But all of a sudden, after the pandemic, they the hype sneaker now. I think the COVID-19 pandemic changed a lot. Changed a lot, bro. Or 180. Tell me if I'm wrong. I wouldn't be able the person to be able to tell you if you're wrong. But still, they were under 200. Nowadays, Jordans don't really sell under 200 like that. Like, especially popular pairs. I think before the pandemic, people weren't really able to accurately predict what hype was. Now, since everybody was inside on the computer, people are able to like assume and predict and pick apart. He said, "Nah, your apartment code. Nah, for real, bro. No pun intended, but like, um, this happened Thursday, so I can give y'all a quick story because I don't feel like I get too personal with y'all. So, I kickbox. I was going to go to my kickboxing class Thursday. It's around like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Takes me like 30 minutes to get there, so I usually leave around 5:30. So, I had my pre-workout, getting ready to go down to my car, and I'm getting ready to leave. There's only one way in and out of my apartment complex. So the gate was blocked off by cones. And I see a bunch of fire trucks. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, you just see a bunch of people outside and all these fire trucks, right? They would not let us leave, like at all. You could not leave this apartment complex. Come to find out, I don't know how much you guys know about fires, but it's like a level 3 alarm fire or something like that. But they had, I don't even know what caused it, but when I tell you, like, it's so heartbreaking. The roof is gone. The roof off the apartment. It wasn't my building, thank God, but it was another building towards the front. The roof is completely gone. They had like a fire truck on the road, a fire truck in the apartment complex, a fire truck to the side. Like, they all had to shoot water at a certain angle to condense the fire. There was literally, the building is burnt. There are 12 units that are inhabitable because of this fire, dude. A dog died, unfortunately. I think one person was injured. Fortunately, nobody passed away. But if I could say anything that I learned from this whole event, like, bro, be grateful. I don't know what y'all believe in, if you believe in God, whatever, but like, I'm a believer of God, bro. It's like, imagine leaving your home under the pretenses like, hey, when I come back home, my house is still going to be there. My place of living is still going to be there. Like, imagine coming home and hearing like your whole place just burnt down, bro. That it was heartbreaking to witness, dog. And they don't know what caused it, dude. Like, I'm telling you, that just, and imagine being a sneakerhead. Let me get on that. Let me bring it back to sneakers, bro. Like, imagine you have a collection of sneakers and you have a house fire and all that's gone, bro. Like, be grateful, guys. I know we love sneakers, but understand it is a first world privilege. It's a privilege that we have, and everything is temporary, dog. But I pray for them people, bro. Real talk, real talk. The new Spyverse ones were 200. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It is crazy, dog. Sneakers are getting more and more expensive. The new Spyverse were my most guilty spend of all time. How much you spend on them? How much you spend on them? My most guilty spend for a sneaker, I'm gonna have to say foam runners, because foam runners are only like $80, $90 retail. People be paying like 300 for them for a Croc shoe. That's what that hype be doing to us, boy. That hype be getting to us. That hype be getting to us. Low key, make a short on Spider-Man origin stories. I love them shorts. We always bounce on shoes. I appreciate it, dog. Crazy. I can talk about shorts. Like, if you're into content creation, shorts are probably the best way to grow an audience, bro. I feel like I have a different personality when it comes to like shorts and my long form videos. Like, in my shorts, I'm allowed to be more goofy and silly and sarcastic and all that stuff. And it works. Like, I definitely want to change things up with the shorts too. I definitely want to start talking about sneakers I have in my collection. I definitely want to start getting back into the fashion and talking about my fits too. But I love going around roasting shoes, bro. Because people, one thing I have noticed about sneaker culture, especially when it comes to content creation, people are very afraid to like be negative in a sense. Like, I don't mind roasting. I don't mind messing with sneakers, bro. Like, I think sometimes we live in such a culture where we're like sheltered in a bit. Like, we don't take negative opinions. But right now, in this current state of sneaker culture, we need negative opinions because things aren't that great and we keep acting like everything's good. Like, imagine living in a family where like mom and dad are on some dirt, but we're gonna act like everything's good for the family reunion picture. Like, no, we're not doing that around here. I dropped 160 because they went under retail. I go, then that's not a guilty pleasure. I mean, 160 is a little expensive, but it's a fair price. I mean, after fees and everything, probably close to 180, but still. My boy Hype 876 says, respectfully, I think sneaker culture got gentrified and people not of the culture trying to capitalize off of the demand and turned it into increased prices. There's nothing disrespectful about that. And I'll tell you straight up. People assume gentrification automatically implies some type of racism or white people came in and ruined sneakers. Partially true, not really. Gentrification only really means people with wealth and resources come in and take over something that wasn't predominantly affected by wealth and resources. Most wealthy people tend not to be minorities. So, yeah, I get why people associate gentrification with people of a different skin color, but it actually has more to do with money. If a bunch of poor white people come into some type of event and they take it over, it's not gentrified. It's just the culture looks a little different. But I totally get what you mean. Sneakers was not a community in which the average person can come in and make a quick flip, and people didn't look at sneakers like they did like stocks and Bitcoin and all that. Yes, it 100% got gentrified. It 1,000% got gentrified for the worst. 2020 was the worst year for sneakerheads because the sneaker resale prices were skyrocketing. I agree, because people were on the computers, because people learned how to use bots. That time indoors where people could not leave was a time where a lot of people became sneakerheads all of a sudden because you had nothing better to do. Those pandemic babies learned, like, this is a great way to make quick money and I don't have to leave my home. Would you wear reps personally, and what's your thoughts on reps? Yes, I would, and I don't really hate on reps, because this is the truth, man. I honestly feel like I've been sold fake sneakers before, and I just didn't want to accept the truth. I'll tell you guys a real story. There's a video on my channel talking about I'm ashamed to own or wear rep sneakers or something like that. It's one of the older videos from this year. But reps, honestly, when you think about how often sneaker apps just get things wrong, when you think about how expensive sneakers are, reps are a fine option. You'll never catch me on this channel telling you where to get reps and how to get them. Like, I'll be honest, I've tried that in the past. It just doesn't sit right with me, especially with the number of information on the internet. You can easily find out on your own. I'm not going to be the person plugging that for you. I will say this, though. There was a time where I had a friend. She gave me a pair of vermilion red foam runners she got off of StockX. StockX, their customer service is trash. They were so rude. She accidentally ordered 2 pairs of sneakers, and they were like, well, we usually don't cancel orders, but we'll do it this one time. Never do this again. The disrespect. I'm a person spending money on your app. Treat me like a king or queen. Like, I gave you $300, and your app's buggy. She made 2 orders by accident. They were being a butt holder. I'm going to get back to those foam runners. My personal experience with StockX. I bought a Dragon Ball Z G-Shock from them. If you guys ever seen it, I can show you guys real quick. It's one of my prized possessions. Not to go on another Yap session, but Dragon Ball Z G-Shock. Love anime. I bought this off StockX 2021. I bought this watch. All right. You see G-Shock, whatever, gold. All right, cool. So let me go back. So I bought this off of StockX, right? Same thing. I did the same thing she did. I accidentally ordered 2 of them, right? They hit me with an email saying, well, that's not our fault. You should know better. If your cell phone signal sucks, don't order sneakers at the time. But this one time, we'll go ahead and cancel the order. I'm like, bro, I will never use this app again. Now, let me go back to the vermilion red foam runners that she bought me. When I tell you I got these foam runners, on the inside, I wish I had a pair of foam runners with me, but y'all know how foam runners look like, right? The inside where the holes were, they were peeling. Like, imagine you had an onion and you were peeling off the skin of the onion. The foam runners were peeling like the skin of an onion, and they're supposed to be brand new. And then 2, I've had other foam runners. Like, I had a pair of foam runner ochres I got off of the Adidas Confirmed app. The same girl who actually bought me the foam runner, the red foam runner, she actually helped me get those. Same shoe. Why is the sizing different? And they're both legit. And then I'll be honest with you guys, because like, excuse me, I'm transparent at this point. I don't care. I don't advertise reps. I'm not gonna tell you how to get reps, all that stuff. But I have replica foam runners, dude. Like, it's crazy how compared to real foam runners, these foam runners seem weird. Compared to quote unquote fake foam runners, these ones I got off StockX seem weird, but I kept them, right? She also bought me a pair of Yeezy 700 V3s, the dark glows. When I bought those, I got those a couple days for Christmas, and my brother's birthday is around Christmas, so I went down to this local park here in Florida, and we rode some bikes. This is my first time wearing those sneakers, and the shoe hit the bike pedal, and there was a dent that was just created in the shoe. Like, I just got these, and there's a dent in the shoe. I'm like, bro, these sneakers are also $300+. So you're telling me, like, take real and fake out of the equation. Let's just focus on quality versus not quality. I spent $300 on sneakers, and the quality is poor, like trash poor. Why are these sneakers so quickly damaged and I barely wore them? Like, ridiculous. I could see that with a replica sneaker, but at least with a replica sneaker, I can justify and say, hey, I spent $100, $50 on them, whatever. And then, two, there's a chance those sneakers might have been fake, and I never knew. I never thought to legit check those sneakers because they came with a StockX tag. You assume StockX gets it right. But when Nike comes out and sues StockX, when there's videos of StockX being at sneaker conventions trying to legit check sneakers, and they don't even get it right, and the people are like, oh, those are reps. StockX like, they passed. It makes you question like a lot of the purchases that we make, especially when you're spending $300, $400, $1,000. I just can't risk my money like that, bro. I got other things to spend my money on. And like, I go back to my whole point of validation. Who are you trying to validate? Is it yourself? Do you need to feel in your spirit and your soul that you have real sneakers? Okay, if that's the case, buy what you feel like you need to buy. But if it's for other people, dog, if you wear the real thing, people are going to say they're fake. If you wear the fake thing, people are going to say it's fake. Very few times, if you buy good fakes, people will compliment you. I own fake sneakers. At this point, 20,000 subscribers. I got people in here. I got 10 people in here that vibe with me, that appreciate me for me. I have no problem being transparent. I wear fakes and I get complimented on them. Honestly, sometimes, like, I walk around and I'll wear really good fakes. People will come up to me. Oh my God, bro, I love your shoes. Those shoes are awesome. Oh my God, I can't believe you have those. I will tell them straight up, it's fake, bro. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, bro, they're reps. Like, when you wear stuff with no shame, you honestly unlock a different level when it comes to your fashion, bro. Because you can wear dress shoes, lame old grandpa dress shoes, and really put a good fit together and still get the same type of appreciation and validation. So reps, I don't have a problem with them. I don't think everybody should have them because they just don't work for some people. Like, some people really just genuinely enjoy shoes. They enjoy supporting the celebrities and the brands and the mess. That's great, bro. Do you? But for the rest of us who don't want to spend that much money, you don't have to, bro. And like, the problem with sneaker culture, I'm sorry for going on a long-winded rant. I know a lot of people have been commenting, and I want to get to the comments. Like, there's a war right now where people are so focused on, oh my God, I hate people that wear reps. Versus people are like, I'm an OG. I know everything about sneakers. Dude, you guys are fighting the wrong people. The people that wear reps really don't hurt anybody but the companies. The people who sell reps as real, now those people are a problem. But the people who generally just buy reps and wear them and don't bother anybody, they have no effect on the people. And you're fighting a war with the wrong person. The war you need to fight is the companies and the resellers who are scamming you. But I digress. That is a long-winded answer to your question, bro. I'm very passionate about that topic because I feel like a lot of people are getting scammed, honestly. Respect your unbiased opinion. I appreciate it, bro. I try to just give that real, man. I feel like a lot of people don't do that in sneakers nowadays, and they're like, I'm just giving that real, dog. I do not care. Like, I know some content creators, I don't want to name names, but you all saw some content creators got sued for what they did with reps. And I'm going to tell you, honestly, just do not sell reps as real sneakers and you'll be straight. But other than that, do what you want with your money. Thank God I was able to get the Spider-Man OG stories in 2018. Didn't have to deal with this huge skywriting process. Yes, bro. That was right before the pandemic, man. That was right before the pandemic. And you made a smart move, bro. A very smart move. What's your opinion on Los Angeles Archive? Basically, a Los Angeles apparel saying defective Easy Gaps. That's wrong. Like, if what you're saying is accurate, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, going off of this, if you are lying about whatever product you're selling, don't care if you're a car selling the best car in the world, whatever, you lied. Tell people they're imperfect, they have imperfections. Tell them they're used, whatever. People, like I was saying to the reseller earlier, and if he's still here, shout out to him. Your product is trust and validity, bro. When people can trust you and believe what you're saying, it's worth more than any product you put in your hand. Because I know I can trust you. But when you sell lies, people don't want to buy lies. I know where I can get lies from. I can make my own lies. I can buy into my own lies for free. Why would I pay you for lies? I can make them myself. No, we're not doing that. My boy StockX said, Slap Talk said, gotcha, X. You funny, bro. You funny. My DMP 11 took off after an hour because they were creased bad. Just walk around my house, but my bread 11s look perfect, both from sneakers, trans quality. Like, and that's another thing. The sneaker apps, like y'all saw there are a pair of bread 4s, which are selling for a lot of money. I think they already sold like 20K. But the Jumpman was upside down. Like, Nike, what are you doing? Like, you're over here like, I see this Jumpman's backwards, slap it in a box, let's send it to a customer. And then between you getting the shoes and the FedEx man and him beating up the box, or he might steal the box. It's like, I respect the people that buy real shoes. I'm never going to sit here and try to convince somebody who wants to get sneakers however they want. I'm not going to convince you to do it another way because what works for you. But don't hate on the things that I do that work for me, bro. Because there's so many real reasons why people want to buy reps. A lot of people think people buy reps because they want to fit in. That is absolutely false. Absolutely false. 1,000% false. I'm trying to protect my money, bro. That's my reason. I don't care about fitting in. I'm an introvert, but I know how to talk to people. I know how to play a social game, but I do not care for the opinions of other people. And so many people think, if you buy reps, you care about what other people think. I don't care what other people think. I don't pay my bills. Go put some money in my pocket. When you put some money in my pocket, then you can tell me how to spend my money, bro. Other than that, bro, kick rocks. The same whole fake and real thing happens in the hat fitted community as well. Only difference is the hats come from a new era, but some stores get hats remade by the SKU and get them remade. Yeah, the same thing. Every single, and this is the thing with sneakers, bro. This whole hatred for fake stuff really only exists in sneakers from what I can see. A little bit of fashion as well, but let me make my point. Y'all understand me, bro. Like, there are women who watch my channel. Shout out to the beautiful queens that watch my channel, but like, let's be real, man. I know this because I talk to women, man. If a girl gets a dupe bag, she'll get a fake Gucci bag, fake Teflon bag, man. She don't care. Girls will compliment her all the time. 90% of women will be like, "Damn, that's a nice bag. That's cute." Girl, it's a dupe. You want a link to the dupe, girl? I'll get you a link to the dupe bag. Girls don't care. Women hack this. Man, women hack the system, bro. I don't know why men can't get on this level. Women hack the system, bro. Man, women. Oh, Fashion Nova wants to sell this dress for $100. But I go on Shein and get the same thing. Girl, I'm going on Shein. But men, we're so, I don't know what's up with some of us, dog, but we're so stuck in our ways sometimes. We don't want to, like, we think we have to do something a certain way. Nah, bro, you do what you want to do. I got some DMP 11s for Christmas for my cousin. Yeah, she bought them off sneakers. The second I used them and started hiking and playing basketball, the sole legit fell off. Hey, at least with a rep, you can say, dang, you know what? I got these off of XYZ website. I can understand why these things fall apart. But a sneaker you actually paid legit money for off a retail app, and you're telling me like, wow, those things fell apart, and that's supposed to increase your confidence in buying these things over and over again. I'm like, another reason why I choose to buy some sneakers is reps. Is this real talk? Everything's gonna break apart one day. You know what? At least when I get by a rep and it falls apart, I can just be like, you know what? I can get another one, and I know where to get it. Versus like legit, authentic sneakers that are worth a lot of money, they fall apart. Your options are limited, dog. Because women aren't as invested as dudes. And yeah, women don't care. Some women get cosmetic surgery like crazy. And some people body shame, but for the most part, like BBLs are cool. You know what I'm saying? Like makeup is cool. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I made this analogy in a video. Like if you saw a woman with a nice butt and like it looked fine, looked real, quote unquote, and she tells you like a couple months into y'all hanging out, oh, I actually got surgery on my butt. There, I guarantee you, 4 out of 5 men would be like, it's whatever. But like dudes, it's like, oh my god, I like your sneakers. They're fake. You got fake shoes. What's wrong with you? You got fake shoes. How does that affect you in your life? But when I tell you, I go on TikTok and like, if y'all don't follow me on TikTok, check me out. It's the same content. It's on YouTube for the most part, but still, the TikTok community, bro, like crazy. Like they are the ones who are really obsessed with real versus fake for some reason. Like they hate people that wear fake shoes with a passion. Whatever. But bro, TikTok is so toxic sometimes. I don't even want to go on that topic, but man, it's pride and ego. You know it, bro. Our pride and our ego is going to be the death of us sometimes, bro. We die by every hill. It's like the wearing your heart on your sleeve. Men are so sensitive sometimes. I mean, honestly. I want some black and yellow Thunder 4s, but the price they're being sold at, I just can't afford them. So seriously considering going for some reps. The quality is just as good if you go for 1-for-1s. And that's the thing. Like when you factor in the risk of them being reps already, the price point, the amount that you're going to pay for some Thunder 4s, I guarantee you can get about 3 reps. And for the most part, they're going to look good. I mean, it's hard nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I get comments all the time. I've been an OG sneaker collector for years, but lately I've been considering buying reps. Yeah, because for the most part, the new generation doesn't care. The OGs care, but that once again, if you're not paying my bills, you have no opinion on how I spend my money. You have none. You cannot contribute, comment, zero, not a zilch. And honestly, if you care about what I wear, if you care about if what I'm wearing is real or fake, I do not want to be friends with you. I don't want to be around you. I'm good off of you. I'm good. The shoe legit fell apart while I walked. And where's the warranty? So you got these from Nike. Where's the warranty? Where's the, hey man, we see it. We'll take it back. I don't care. They don't care. They made their purchase and they're like, all right, on to the next sneaker. You want another one? Come back and buy it. DMP stands for do not purchase. Facts, bro. Facts. And they're going to have another holiday Jordan 11. I think it's going to be like these velvet breads. Imagine the quality on that. My Spider-Man OG stories outlasted my DMP 11s, and OGs still use about 5 years. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Mr. B said LO. LMAO. It's facts, though, bro. People are cuckooing that. Penguins here. Oh, I appreciate it. I don't think I'm like, who is that guy? But he's a popular YouTuber. I'm not like, even though I literally watch YouTube all day, there's some YouTubers I just don't know about. But nobody knows about me in some ways. I mean, y'all do, but you know what I mean. You should collab with Buku Ho Adventures. Yeah, I know. I know what he's talking about. He is Leroy, the heel of the sneaker community. He's big on TikTok. He's big on YouTube too. Let me see if I can find his page. I know what you're talking about. Buku. There are some people I'd like to collaborate with, but like, and this is no shit at him because I watch a lot of his videos. I do think he's critical in the same way I am. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He's critical in the same way I am. I just need people to be like a lot of people. And once again, I am not saying this about him. I've never had a conversation with him. A lot of people, their personality is too tied into sneakers. And if I say something that offends you, you will take it personally. So I don't be collaborating with everybody, but I would love to collaborate with him. He seems like a very intricately spoken and well thought young individual. You don't hike with basketball shoes. Yeah, but you gotta take the risk sometimes. I mean, DMPs were advertised as high quality shoes. I would expect them to be actually good quality. Not for them to fall off a week after owning them. Oh no. Not y'all having a beef in the comments. Certain reps are the only realistic way average consumer can purchase a coveted and ridiculous. True, right? And a lot of people don't realize reps are free advertisement, especially if they look decent. It's free advertisement. You have to understand, like, humans are social creatures, so our validation in things comes from seeing other people do what we do. So if I see another person wearing Panda Dunks and I want Panda Dunks, it gives me no reason to go out and buy Panda Dunks because I saw someone else with it. Social currency is worth more than everything. Not trying to be for real. I didn't expect the DMP to fall apart in a week. Hey, man, you do you. I mean, at the end of the day, and I'm not picking sides, but I'll say this: we buy things in the hopes that they stay together. Like, you know, so it just sucks. It just sucks. No, I mean, I feel you, bro. You buy things in the hopes that they don't break apart. You buy things in the hopes that they stay together, and it's heartbreaking when your sneaker falls apart. Because now, even if you weren't supposed to hike them in this economy, if you want a pair of DMPs, how much are they going for on StockX? Let's check. Sorry. Checking my massage text. Massage text. Yeah, you buy a shirt not hoping not to, that's true. You buy a shirt hoping not to get stain on it, so. And I have a lot of clothes. I got some white clothes I've been trying to get stains out of for years. See, grad 211s. I don't know what your shoe size is, but they're about $200, which is not terrible, but still. Gambler for now, wear real Nike shoes. Nike got them all. Should I turn this into a hiking page? Should I buy a GoPro and turn this into a hiking page? Someone asked if I hate Yeezys so much. Dude, sometimes I feel like y'all take my trolling personality way too seriously. If you go on this YouTube page right now, look at some of my oldest videos. Most of them were about Yeezys. For 2 years, I did not own any other sneaker but Yeezys. That's all I would wear. I was obsessed with Yeezys. I love Yeezys. It's cap. I treat my shoes like sentimental value. Maybe I'm just too old. I mean, some people do. Some people don't. You know? Hiking page is crazy. Mix it in with gambling for real. I might just have to. Bro. I might just have to. But I love Yeezys. Can wear them on no creases. Yeah, because they're made of knit, so it's really hard to crease Yeezys unless you get like wave runners. Bro, you need to get a Yeezy Gap hoodie piece or review it. I mean, I might. I don't know what the prices are on them right now. Might be getting extremely expensive because they don't make them anymore. Nike, I forgot who made their crepes popular in the first place. I just want a pair of fresh pairs of crepes for a reasonable price. One of the reasons crepes like Shell Tops Puma Sweet. Yeah, I mean, they did forget about the people who made their brand what it is. They definitely forgot about the people who gave them a platform. Like I said in my last video, a company's biggest leader is its customer, not the CEO. You have to make your customer happy or else you don't have a business. Prices aren't that bad. All right, I'll take your word for it. We'll see what the YouTube check looks like this month. What's your favorite foam runner colorway? I like the ochre a lot. The ochre was my first foam runner too. I like that one a lot. It was versatile and go with everything. The onyxes are good too. The onyxes are dope as well. They're very dope. Dopey dope dope. Dopey dope dope. But good people. I'm going to try to go live more often. I will work on it. I'm working on it where I'm at my green screen bag and we'll try to do content with that. I want to say thank you to everybody who came through, even if you're watching this after it uploads to YouTube. Oh, wow. It dropped to 2 viewers after I said that. But real talk, I do appreciate you guys for coming in. I've been on for a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I appreciate you guys for joining. Our Nike Tech's dead. No, they're alive, but they don't have the clout. You're not going to get Ice Spice wearing a Nike Tech, so yeah, they lost their hype. But I appreciate you guys. I will try to do this again soon. But let me look at this last comment, and then I'm gonna dip. The hoodies are 100 some bucks, but I mean it's way cheaper before because they went for like 300. I agree with you. I agree with you. Now 3 people came back, but guys, I'm gonna try to go live more often because and he bagged Ice Spice, even though they're just friends. I mean, he wore Nike Tech and got Ice Spice, so we're going to definitely try to do this more often because I definitely see we have a community here. I appreciate anybody who has rocked with me for the whole time or a long period of time, but I do need to go. So I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a blessed day. I will catch up with y'all later. More content on the way soon. Take it easy.